I see you up in here. Professor, what's going on?
Man, I can't wait to dive into this subject tonight, man, and just kind of sit back and listen. But I definitely want to dive into it.
Yeah, Professor, like I say, I just heard about it, and I actually found out because I was on YouTube, and I saw D Tubman had a short video, and of course that video is circulating. I'm gonna go ahead and put that up in the jumbotron as well too. So for everybody who hasn't had a chance to actually look at that video, let me go ahead and put that video up in the jumbotron, guys, and we just
that way they can kind of know what's going on, because I saw it, but still we need to know the details. I guess what they call it, the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah, it's up in the jumbotron right now, guys. If y'all want to go ahead and take a look at the actual video, it's crazy. So y'all take.
These parents ain't no joke out here, man.
Yeah, you ain't know. That's one thing about the civil rights movement. It gave the Karens even more power. So now they the biggest beneficiary of affirmative action, and they're the ones that get to call the cops the most, and fire people, and hire people, and everything else. So it's just
That's what's so sad about all of this, man. When it comes to our people, not our people, I mean, but when it comes to the fact that our people put their lives on the line, doing all the marching, all the fighting to get legislation passed, all the lynchings, all the things that our people have been through. You look at Jim Crow laws, you look at black codes, the peonage system, the lock black men up, all these different atrocities that have been put against our people, and yet it's white people who have benefited the most from everything that we have put on the line. Now that's a damn shame. That's who benefited everybody.
Oh yeah. And when you guys take a look, I don't know. I know Reraw, when you saw the actual title, I saw but the actual reminder that went out, you was like, oh, I guess you couldn't believe the actual title. But yeah, that's what's going on. And from what Marcel was saying too, I know he had tweeted out something earlier, and let me see if I can go ahead and retweet that out. But he was also saying that he felt it was a effort also, but with Clyburn and maybe some of his people as well, he felt, to go ahead and try to stick it to him as much as well too. So I'm gonna put that. I get a chance, I'm gonna find that tweet also that he had up in the that he tweeted out. Let me see if I can find that tweet real quick, y'all, because he was talking about Clyburn, and he felt like that some of his people might have also been behind it as well too. So. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that. I'm hoping that he does come in here tonight. He was saying if he got a chance, he was gonna come in. I actually put his actual link up there. Okay, I got it. Let me put this up here real quick. If anybody wants to donate to him, I put that up in the jumbotron as well too. And real quick, he says, here's what my sources tell me and my former employer are planning. He said, here's what my sources tell me. Clyburn and my former employer are planning. Get former parents and students to lie on me, hire thugs as hitmen, harass me, but make it seem like MAGA people plant moles. So, in his own words, this is what he's saying that what he expects to face basically in South Carolina with Jim Clyburn. The crazy thing is that Jim Clyburn, to our knowledge, he's not running for re-election again. So you would think Jim Clyburn would go ahead and gracefully bow out. You've been in the actual congressman in South Carolina for 30-some years. So I really don't see the point of Clyburn, but he may be trying to hold out on that position for the next person in line in the Democratic Party. I don't know if a relative or somebody that he's groomed possibly could be his successor, who he's looking at. But this is just what Marcel tweeted out or whatever. So like I said, this is crazy. This is really crazy to say the least. Let me go ahead. I see Sister Wilson is trying to get up here as well too. So yeah. Sister Wilson, when you okay. How you doing tonight, Sister Wilson?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that Marcel might tell you that it might be Clyburn's daughter that he is positioning that spot for. Because I knew when he was running before and I was supporting him, I mean, he was telling us about a little like a little or verbal run-in between him and the daughter. So it might be that daughter that could be, he could be saving that spot for. But they need to upend both of them. It's just too much. That I never knew how poor that county was until I started, supporting Marcel and getting to learn how many years that man has been in there and how deprived that county is. It's terrible that they keep, voting for more deprivation from this man. I just land with that.
Yeah, thank you, sister. Thank you. The woman that's actually and her name is Karen Wicks, and I don't know exactly what position Karen held, and she had to be a superior of his, and she was able to go ahead and fire him, and she lets it be known. She says it. I mean, what kind of lawsuit could he potentially hit right here when she's telling you that the reason that she fired you is because you're an angry black man? I mean, you can't, to my knowledge, you can't sit up here and tell somebody. You're sitting up here saying that race is a factor for you firing them. You didn't say, well, you're an angry person and you're bringing a toxic workplace, work environment here, and I'm in danger. We feel in danger and our security, this and that. You're saying that, hey, you're an angry black man. You can't. It's got to be. He's got to have a potentially nice lawsuit on the hand right here as well, too. So, DJ, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm on the clock. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Shout out to Marcel Dixon, Newstoter. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know you was. I forgot you was doing the your job tonight too, because I was gonna have you play that video for the people in the actual. But I think pretty much everybody's already heard it. But Marcel, I wish we had a lawyer in here, somebody that could tell us what. And I know he's already he's got to be getting some legal advice and everything at this point in time right now. But does anybody know the number to maybe that county, like the school district? Does anybody know if you can go ahead and call and put a formal complaint in about how he's being treated, anything like that? Because it'd be nice to actually have a number to circulate around Twitter, just to go ahead and drum up some support for him as well too. So, I know Wilson, what you were saying about Clyburn's daughter, because it was on the site one time that his daughter and a number of his family members was actually supposed to be getting money and stuff like that from the campaign trail as well too. So it was right before that election came with him and Marcel, you had a number of articles. Fox published one, and you had a couple other different sites that was talking about the actual I think family members, his daughters and son and people like that was related to him were potentially, or what weren't potentially, were actually getting money and stuff like that. People were saying that it wasn't illegal and this and that, but nonetheless they were getting dollars and stuff from the actual campaign trail as well too. So you're right. The daughter, she was some kind of campaign, but she wasn't his campaign manager, but she played a crucial part in his campaign. Isn't that right, Wilson? I can't remember exactly what was her title.
I think she was appointed some position under him, as a matter of fact, or something ancillary. But yeah, she's got a presence. Let's put it this way. And to what degree we don't know, but that man is very sneaky. I tell you, this whole bullshit about when they go low, we go high. We need some detectives in here that can plant a bug in his goddamn ear on his phone. You know what I mean? He's just dirty. He's dirty.
Absolutely. And I see Original down here as well too. So Original, when you get a chance, I see Ray, Rob, when any of you guys get a chance and you want to come up and actually speak about this, please go ahead. Let us know. We know that Marcel is in and I can't remember the actual district he's in also with Clyburn, but we were hearing whispers and stuff before, like during the actual campaign that shortly after the campaign that they were trying to make his life hectic there as well too. So it's not exactly surprising. It could just be a way of just trying to get him up out of there and making sure that he doesn't run for any future office as well too. Like they consider him a viable threat, and hey, if we can go ahead and eliminate him right now, you're talking about a man's livelihood. So
it's like the same way they did Don Lemon, man. See, this is what's going on across the country. Is they basically just removing black people out of all positions at any time, at any given moment, for no reason. They don't really have to cite a specific reason. But this woman, of course, she was stupid enough to actually cite it as being the angry black man, which to me, that's going to mean racial discrimination. That's automatic. I'm sorry, but there's no other way to look at that but what it is. That's automatic racial discrimination because she actually cited his race as being the reason. Angry black man, okay? But this is what we see going on across the country, y'all. They doing it to black men and black women everywhere, like they did that sister over there in North Carolina that had became a town, I think she was the town clerk, and the entire police department, resigned. And then next thing you know, the city council came back and decided to get rid of her. See, makes no sense. Because she was trying to make positive change there, and they didn't want that. So I'm going to land my plane there.
Yeah, also the Karen that remember the one we was talking about that time that was in the police department and all the guys was pretty much passing her around or whatever, and all of a sudden now she was talking about that she was taken advantage of and she was looking for people to go ahead and protect her while she was there, looking for basically somebody to look up to, and she was taken advantage of. That Karen also has a lawsuit going as well too, so it don't take a whole hell of a lot for them to go ahead and start whining. And Karen Wicks, and the name of the school I believe is Royal Live Oak Academy. So like I said, if we could ever get that number and we can go ahead and circulate that on Twitter as well to call into the actual superintendent office, ask him exactly what's going on, why is this man being treated like this. That would help as well to use the power of Twitter, use the power of social media, y'all, to go ahead and make a difference. Like if Marcel puts that number out there, we'll definitely retweet it and definitely pass it around so it can be called. Original, what's going on? I know you came up here. I don't know if you want to say something right now or not, but you're more than welcome.
And those black people down there, they're so damn ignorant that Clyburn has manipulated them for so many years that even if he leaves his post, his position, he can tell them, I want you to vote for this person. You know what I mean? And they'll do it. Because he's no different than Trump and his base. So it's going to have to take some progressive white people in that county to push Marcel over the edge. It's not going to be his own people. Sadly, but it's not.
What's up, Original? You there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I was letting her finish up. I saw that video today, and it's amazing how, see, this is not by happenstance. See, black elected officials on the local, state, and national level, they have taken it to only provide benign neglect to us. They don't care about us because remember I told you the people here in the Atlanta area, remember I told you the current Atlanta mayor ran on a gay platform and talked about what he would do for the gay community, but nothing for black folks. And these black folks still voted for it, but because they said, well, Atlanta, this might be Atlanta's last black mayor. And they psyched them out with that propaganda, and these fools go out here and vote. And I think it was Wilson, she was right. Jim Clyburn, he could come out and tell these people who to vote for, and they would go out there and do it. Because they're stupid like that. I mean, and it's just not, and this is across the country. I was in the grocery store, whether today or yesterday, today, and they got like two self-checkout lines, about maybe four people cashiers, but they only have like a few of the cashiers, and then they got like the only one of the self-checkouts open. I said, we need to call and complain about this. And one person, oh yeah, you gonna call? I'm like, people, they are so afraid to call and put their name and face on something. And this is why we're stuck in this position like this. Because we got too many damn folks that's scared to speak up. And that's why I tell people we have to support people like Marcel. Because without people like that, someone who is not afraid to speak up and tell the truth, we continue to get people like a James Clyburn. Because whoever said it, I don't know who said it, but more than likely, one of his relatives is going to run, and they're going to try to run on his name. And all we have to do is just help Marcel market himself as being the alternative. Because see, whoever Jim Clyburn endorses, we could use that against them and say, look, for 30 years, Jim Clyburn ran this district into the ground. And if he's endorsing this person, what do you think they're going to do to continue the degradation of this district? We got to play, like I think it was Wilson said, when they go low, we go below the gutter, and we get them. We're gonna play, and I know some of them might be in this damn room listening now. You never know. You know, they could be listening from an alternate way. But we can't let this go like this. This has to stop. But this is why we're in the position that we're in today. We have too many people that stand before us and claim that they love black folk and that they're gonna do right, but they get in there, they take care of every demographic except for black folks. And then some of us sit up there and just go back and continue to vote for these damn fools. And it doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. Show me a black Republican who has pushed an agenda for black folks. There isn't one. Just like there isn't a black Democrat that had done the same thing. And see, that has to stop. Because I tell people now, if you're not talking reparations for black folks, then you can go screw yourself. That's just how it is. Because I am not going to continue. Because like I said, I'm proud to say I didn't vote for Jim Crow Joe in 20. I didn't vote for anybody. I left the whole dang thing blank. I'm like, this is insane. And I cut that tether. We are no longer going to sit here. I am no longer going to sit here and go along with this while these people they ride off into the sunset with a check and a fat ass pension with health care. Meanwhile, we sit down here, we're still struggling, trying to get to what we're doing, and they sitting up there riding high. No, I no longer accept that. You know, and I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure it stops. And see, all we got to do is that now that we are connected with one another across this country, that's what we got to do, is just connect with the right people and do what we got to do to take care of ourselves. Because see, technically, we don't have any leadership in the black community. Black leadership is non-existent. It's just not there anymore. And I'll land with that.
Thank you, Original. You're right about that. His daughter, like I say, it's either a daughter or somebody that I believe that they may be grooming for that position. Because, like I say, Clyburn's already decided that he's not going to run. But the thing of the whole thing is how is she able to go ahead and say this? They have the proof and video and everything else now. How is she still able to keep her job or not be suspended at the very least? That's the thing that I think we all need to be, kind of asking that question. She went up and she let it be known that, the reason that I'm firing you, you can put the angry in front of it, but the reason I'm firing you is because you're a black man, and you can't fire somebody based off of age, based off of race, based off of sex. You can't fire somebody because they're handicapped. You just can't go around. You just can't go and put that kind of stuff out there and say, well, this is why I'm firing. Not because you pose a threat to me and the safety of anybody that's in the workforce or whatever, but simply because you're a black man and you were smart enough to put angry in front of it. Go ahead, DJ.
No, I was just going to say, unfortunately, Tyler, they do that every day. So again, you guys can check any EEOC, race-based discrimination case filed by Black Americans through the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. It goes on her. The paper gets thrown in the garbage. We've seen this 1,000 times. Unfortunately, that is the case. They fire us because we are black, or because we are handicapped, or because we are other or different from them. We go through that every day. But go ahead.
No, you was cool. I mean, you was going in, but I mean, you're not supposed to legally be able to do that. He has a case. You know, you can't sit up here and say I'm going to fire somebody because you're an angry black person. I mean, that in itself is a stereotype. What you're saying there. So
Right, but from my understanding, because I actually just recently been through it, a EEOC type case, it seems that you can't file a lawsuit against your former employer based off race, depending on what state you might be in, or you can't make it a race-based case because if it's only you that's been discriminated against, they don't look at it like that. It has to be a multitude of people, which makes no sense. So he got to get a lawyer, Marcel.
That's the thing with these cases like that. DJ is right. They look at it as being a multitude of people being discriminated against, which is what these companies have found a way to sneak around, y'all, when it comes to the law. They will find a black here and there that they can get out of the way, and then they'll put other blacks maybe in certain spots to make it look like, well, yeah, look, we got blacks over here. We got blacks over here. We got blacks over here. But they still discriminate. See, they just finding ways to get around the law. You know, the what they call it, bending, you know, so to speak. White people have found ways to trick the law. Okay? And that's how they do it. So what they'll do, they'll throw one black person out, and then they'll still be working on a way to get the other ones out. You know, they're just going to do it by and by. They'll get you out. They're going to find ways to get you out, but they're just going to have to do it by and by so it don't look like they're doing a mass discrimination of black people. So that's how they do it.
Let me break this down real quick, Professor, real quick. So when I lost my job at Home Depot, and I went into the office when they called me in there to talk about what the situation that happened with said customer or whatever the case be. So when I went into the office, they said, hey, Mr. Wimbush, you are exonerated from any wrongdoing with said customer. We saw the tape, everything, yada, yada, yada. But we're still going to terminate you because you didn't listen to the security guard. So hold on a second, Mr. Manager. I don't have to listen to no security guard because I'm an official employee of Home Depot. The security guard is a third-party hire through another company of Home Depot. So why would I have to listen to them? You see what I'm saying? And the moment I said that to him, his face got red as hell, and I just said, "Oh, I got you. That's the devil look right there." You see what I'm saying? When the white folks turn red, that means you got them. You know what I mean? So I don't got to say another word. So I basically said, you know, you're getting rid of me because, you know, I'm black, because it ain't no other reason. If you just said a second ago I'm exonerated from any wrongdoing, then turn around and say, but we're going to terminate you because of a reason that's not even in the employee handbook. So this is what these folks do, and this is why I don't work for nobody. I've been on my whole life, straight hustling, man, and I advise y'all to get on your grind. Go get your EIN number and start fucking grinding, man, straight up.
yeah, I just don't see, based off of law and stuff, you're not supposed to be able to discriminate on a person's based on their sex, race, religion, any of that stuff that we're talking about. So I just can't see you being able to legally. I know what y'all saying, but if the roles were reversed here, and this was a white lady, and she was being fired because because she was a white woman, she was a Karen or something like that. She was a white Karen. They said that to her. I'm firing you because you're a white Karen. Do you know how this lady would sue their socks off here and win? So I just don't see how they're going to be able to go ahead. Not only that, you got the woman on tape here saying it as well too. So how are you going to be able to escape by that?
I would say don't do it through the EEOC, but you do a lawsuit based off what the attorney would do, which is basically he files it with the courts himself. The EEOC, I wouldn't even bother going through those folks, which is what a lot of Black Americans tend to do. We go to the EEOC and they don't give a damn. Best thing to do is try to get your own private attorney and let your attorney go from there.
Right. Well, even with that being said, Professor, I would suggest that y'all still file with the EEOC. So that way the discrimination is on record with the government from said company that terminated you. So that way you're pretty much, you know, covering your tracks. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it really is, covering your tracks, yo. You don't have to use the EEOC as a
attorney can do that, though. I would let the attorney.
Right, but it's still best to do that through the EEOC as well. And I had a separate attorney too. They didn't do shit. So at the end of the day, you might as well just, you know, cross all your T's and dot your I's and cover your tracks by saying, hey, look, we we want this on record with the federal government that this such and such corporation or company or job has discriminated against me because of my race. You see what I'm saying? But again, when you go check the EEOC, a lot of the times when you look up the race-based discrimination cases filed by a Black, Negro, African American, or Black American, whatever we calling ourselves nowadays, it goes in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? And they say that you really can't do X, Y, Z, or when these intake people listen to your case and listening to the reason, they make a determination right then and there if it was race-based or not. Well, hold up a minute. You're not a lawyer intake person, so how would you know if it was race-based or not? See what I'm saying?
Cognitive, what's up? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I just want to say real quick, a couple of months ago, I just filed a discrimination complaint with my last employer for discrimination. So I hope I didn't make a mistake, but I did file a claim with the EEOC. The people that I am trying to sue did not respond back when the EEOC down here in Kentucky sent them paperwork to, I guess they wanted to have some type of mediation process. I'm going to be honest, I just want to go sue these crackers. So I'm actively waiting for my right to sue letter.
Well, again, you don't have to wait for the EEOC. You could just file a lawsuit on your own accord. You know what I'm saying? So even though they, so did the dude at the intake office or whoever was at your intake coordinator at the EEOC? So basically, you're waiting on a letter from them to say if your case is going to go through or if you have a right to sue or not, right?
Basically, and I didn't know because I've contacted several attorneys. They was like, look, you don't have to wait for no right to sue letter. You could have just filed with us. So I'm trying to just get, but you made a good point right then and there. You was like, you need to dot your I's and cross your T's. And like I said, mind you, this is my first time trying to fight a company. But,
right.
Yeah.
And have that on record, on federal record, that this company was charged for whatever the reason, regardless if it went through or not. It's on record. So they ain't no different from the Triple B or any other type organization that tracks business issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so go ahead.
So y'all saying that you think that this particular case right here is going to be kind of hard. It's going to be hard for him to prove it, basically, even though the evidence is right there.
No, not that, Newstoter. I would just say he can do the EEOC thing, like DJ said, to get it on the federal government records. But he definitely needs a private attorney that can handle this case, that can say, hey, let me look at that videotape, and we'll go from there. The video, based on what we're looking at, it looks like it's a very winnable case, right? But the attorney, when he looks at it, he's going to go through a set of precedents in the law books, right? And he's going to say, okay, let me look at all the cases before me in LexisNexis, for example. And we'll find some kind of case law that can go along with what this case is about, okay? Based off the video, though, this woman is guilty as hell, okay? She guilty.
Right. Hey, look, I didn't see the video, but just based off her wording, she guilty. Because who the hell are you to say I'm an angry Black man and that's the reason why you terminated? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, based off the video, it looks like a slam dunk case. You would think that they'd be ready to go ahead and settle and everything else just based on the video.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what happened. I do believe that will happen because of what we see in the video. Now it comes down to what his attorney would say. And like you said earlier, Newstoter, Marcel might have already spoken with one that said to him, this case is very vulnerable. Shit, we got it. All we got to do now, we got this tape. If you have any other documentation that we can use, hey, once we get all of this in front of the judge, we should be good on this.
That's why it's so important at this point in time, y'all. Well, Marcel putting this on Twitter, putting this on social media, the same way that we've been able to create a buzz for certain things, people need to go ahead and start retweeting this out, retweeting that link out. They need to start talking about that. They need to try to make this thing go viral as much as possible. The same way you're able to draw attention to the actual ranchers up there in Colorado. Everything that Marcel's been trying to do, in terms of politically trying to get the agenda out there for Black Americans, people need to go ahead and try to go ahead and get this story out there as much as possible. You need to talk about it. You need to retweet it. You need to bring it, if ever you can get that number for Karen Wicks, where she's employed at, the superintendent or whoever, if you can go ahead and get the number to that. And the school is, I believe, is Royal Live Oaks Academy. If you can go ahead and start calling the school board, trying to get this and push this story out there as much as possible, it definitely helps his chances. So if we got a chance, we all on social media, we're all on Twitter, go ahead and keep this story in the public limelight, continue to push it, continue to try to get as much exposure as possible for it. And hopefully, that'll be something also to put pressure on the people as well too, because of this story, because we've seen stories right here on Twitter take off and become national stories, that you got people not only in Black media covering outside of Twitter, that you got people in white media starting to cover as well too. That story with the Colorado ranchers, that went beyond just the Black media. That became a national story. So you got to go ahead and try to go ahead and push this as well too. Push this as much as possible. Keep this out there. Make them have to answer to it. Make them have to ask why this woman is still employed, why this woman hasn't been suspended, why she hasn't been disciplined. Make them go ahead and answer the uneasy questions that they don't want to answer at this point in time. Wilson, go ahead and unmute your mic. Wilson, you may have to come back down because you sound like you're in the Matrix.
Oh, I am. Do I sound a little better now or no?
Yeah, you sound better now.
Oh, okay. I was in a tunnel. No, I was going to say that just because she said what she said, and we all think it's a slam dunk. I'm listening to everybody. I'm wondering, who we talking about? We're talking about white folks, and we're talking about, we already see what the judicial system is, and what I was going to say is, if it's a private school, they must have a website. They must have a school mission statement. And I'm sure the mission statement says that it's all for everybody and in one and they're diverse and blah, 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 which would be great. You can take that and use that against them. If they have an endowment, a board that also has an endowment, like who are the board members? Let's take a look at who are these board members and see what role do they play in, whatever it was that, have them as one of the board members. We need to say, do you stand by this racism? Because you're part of, you're sitting on the board of a private school that mission statement says one thing, but this woman said another. Here's the evidence. Why hasn't she been disciplined? Here is your disciplinary processes. Why hasn't that been taken place? It's those things that you have to, use against them to make them work. Because look, for the fact that she said that, I can't imagine that this woman is that stupid. She knew what she was saying. She felt emboldened for it because she knows there will be no repercussions. She might, hopefully, underestimate Marcel. He needs to spend some money and get an attorney or leverage what he's doing for us with an attorney that can take on the case. Maybe a fresh out of school attorney or whatever. He needs something because this, at the very least, she should be fired from her job. At the very least. But you're going to have to use what she stands for and who she works for against her and let them force her to step down. Because you can't trust the judge, you can't trust anyone, obviously, that you can't even trust your own SBA, John Clyburn, because I guarantee you she has spoken to him and he's going to take care of her. Let's put it this way. And she probably didn't even vote for his ass. But he's a damn coon. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Wilson. Also in the Jumbotron, I have Marcel on, I think it's on the far right-hand side, guys. So if you want to donate to his campaign, I put that up in the Jumbotron. I believe that's the second to the right. So if you guys want to make a donation to Marcel in his campaign, by all means, check it out in the Jumbotron and go ahead and make that donation. Let me go ahead and get to Tammy. Tammy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you, Newstoter, for letting me speak. Hi, everybody. My life is great. Listen, they've been doing that to black women all these years. The angry black woman. You know, we can't be, aggressive. You know, we can't be assertive. We can't just be speaking our mind. We got to be angry about it. I've never been angry about anything I've said about religion or white women. I've just gotten to the point that I study history, and I study and I look and I see what they say, and these code words. You can't be woke if you don't know what you were sleeping on. You know, they will never admit what they woke about, and they title themselves woke, but they don't study history. You got to be able to come up to a debate and debate with facts, not wokeness. I wish we could do away with that word. That word makes me sick. So Marcel, they just doing to you what they've done to us, and we still standing, and you gonna still stand. Don't you forget that. We not angry. We assertive. We knowledgeable. We going against it. We prove them wrong. And guess what? When you don't have anything knowledgeable to say, you start calling names. You know, angry. You start using adjectives. We gotta stop that shit. You know, we gotta start putting these lawsuits because, you know, that's another narrative that a white person who was getting sued all the time for their bad behavior, this is a litigious society. Well, we wouldn't be so litigious if your ass was honest. When you're not honest, and when you taking, and when you cheating, stealing, and thieving, then we got to be litigious. And it ain't nothing wrong with being litigious in this society. But we pass that on. Why we always suing? Because your ass always lying.
All right. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Fred. I see you got your hand up. How you doing tonight? What's going on, Fred?
All right, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, like, obviously with her posting something talking about race, that should be a very red herring. And then from what I understand, Marcel's impeccable at his job. So that means that there would have no other reason to terminate that man except by being anti-black. I'm mute.
All right. Thank you, Fred. DJ, you got it. You there, DJ? I know you got your hand up. I don't know if your hand just might be stuck. Are you there? DJ might not be there, guys. So let me go ahead and go to Tammy. Tammy, go ahead and unmute your mic. And anybody.
And that's why we push entrepreneurship, right? That's why, because we need to be able to say what the fuck we want to say when we want to say it. You should not be able to come back and turn around and make us lose our livelihood. Because guess what, y'all? They don't know whether this, they probably do. He might have a family that he's taking care of with 10 kids. And they don't give a shit about it. They just fired him. We got to start surviving on our own. Stop depending on these companies. Because until you say what they don't want you to say and somebody calls in with some petty shit, that could be the end of your career. That could be the end of your livelihood. That's why we push entrepreneurship. We push a diversity of streams of income. That's why we push depending on black people. You cannot depend on people who let the Tuskegee syphilis experience go on for 40 years, 10 years after they found a cure and didn't tell nobody. But that's who we depended on. That's the government, y'all. They don't give a shit. When you look back in history, what have they given us? We've always been able to survive on our own. We've always done that. Stop depending on these companies. I've been here for 30 years, and you ain't going to be here for 30 plus one. Because as soon as you say something that they don't like, they going to fire your ass. It don't matter. Let's get this conversation honest. We don't say shit. I own my own business, but guess what? I cannot depend on insurance. Because guess who runs insurance? The government. As soon as I say something they don't like, they're going to do what they're doing to me now, shutting me down. You can't shut me down. Because guess what? I got multiple streams of income. You can take whatever you want from me, but you can't take my knowledge. We can run these companies, y'all. Build your own. Stop saying and thinking it's a good thing. I've been here for 50 years. That don't mean nothing. They have control of you. I have benefits. Get your own benefits the same way. Let me calm down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The same way. Listen clearly. The same way that they got benefits, you can get your own benefits. I have my own benefits, y'all. You know how I have my own benefits? Because I called the insurance company. I called the 401 company. I called the company that set it up. That was a way to fuck you over, to tie it to your employment. Because you can work for 17 years, and guess what? 17, when they fire you, you lose all of that. Most of the time, unless you roll it over. Now they let you roll it over because they done been sued in this litigious society. Stop thinking that you got control. As long as you are working for someone, you have no control. I'm going to land right there, but I got some more stuff to say, Newstoter.
No, that's
I am scared that they fired him. I don't know Marcel that well, but I looked him up today. They fired him because they didn't like what he said. I don't care what they put on the paperwork. Labeling him an angry black woman. Well, I'm an angry ass black woman, and if you ain't angry about something, your ass ain't paying attention and you ain't woke. And I don't even like the word woke. We all should be angry about something. We all should be fighting about something. And we all should get behind him. Because that's the way, I don't even want him to get his job back. I want him to start a competitive company against them. Because he probably was running a motherfucking company.
Real talk, Tammy. That passion, we can feel it coming out. We can feel that the disruptor coming out of you. And let me just say this real quick. Marcel, when he ran against Jim Clyburn, he pissed off a lot of people, I'm sure, in the power structure down there in South Carolina. The way his campaign was ran, the way he challenged Jim Clyburn, the way he challenged the establishment, the way he asked the people in South Carolina to actually want something in return for always voting for Democrats, that pissed a lot of people off. That pissed a lot of black people off. But more importantly, it pissed a lot of white people off that was there as well. To those who know that they have that they had that area locked down because of Jim Clyburn. Let's not forget, Jim Clyburn was supposed to be the most powerful black man in all of politics. Now, when you look at the actual final poll results, you say, well, you know, this race, this was no competition right here. But I find it kind of hard to believe that the race was no competition, like how the actual results say. When you have to bring in the actual vice president of the United States the week of the actual election, that lets everybody know that, you know, maybe things aren't as wide a gap as it seems. Now, Marcel's name was left off a bunch of ballots in that area. They misspelled it. They did all kind of little trick stuff in there to go ahead and ensure that he wouldn't be he wouldn't have a realistic shot of beating Jim Clyburn. We know it was an uphill battle because Jim Clyburn has been there 30 years, you know, and he is he's the incumbent. He's been there, and you know, he is a fixture in that county. People come, they come to the annual fish fry like it's like he's a relative. So they love Jim Clyburn, even though most of them couldn't tell you anything tangible that Jim Clyburn did. So he pissed a lot of people off there. And Jim Clyburn is a powerful man. If you're the most powerful black man in politics, then you're also, and you can imagine in that little area that they stay at, then you're it right there. So if Jim Clyburn felt the need, and if he felt the need that, hey, we can make your life hard here, he has the power and he has a clout to go ahead and do that. So a lot of things now that we could be seeing, who knows exactly who's pulling the strings behind it, but I kind of got an idea, you know, in my own mindset of how some of this stuff is working out. And let's not forget too that the South Carolina was vital to Joe Biden becoming president of the United States as well too. South Carolina really helped Joe Biden on his run to the White House. So you can't forget about that. I believe it's going to be a major state for the primary where they're supposed to be holding the Democratic National Convention. I'm not sure where it's at, but I know South Carolina is supposed to be one of the first stops, I believe. So they're looking at South Carolina. Yeah, hold on, real quick, Tammy. They're looking at South Carolina. It's trying to make it a stronghold, for the Democrats again as well too. So if Clyburn's not running again, you got to have somebody there, after he's gone that can lock it down and hold it down as well too. And the last person in the world they want to deal with is somebody like Marcel, who's going to come in there demanding, who's going to be loud, who's going to tell you what he wants, who's not going to be so nice about saying it. The last person in the world they want to have to deal with it will be somebody like Marcel. They don't want to deal with Marcel. They don't want to work with Marcel. And God forbid that he should ever become the congressman South Carolina. That would be an absolute nightmare. So go ahead and do what we can to get him on out of here, whatever, as much as possible. And let it be what it's going to be. But they don't want to have anything to do with Marcel. So I'm hoping, like what a lot of you guys said, that Marcel does have a good lawyer, because I think he definitely going to need it. And hopefully, like Wilson said, there's never a slam dunk. There's nothing slam dunk. I say it appears like it should be slam dunk, but when you're dealing with the law, and you're dealing with with the way that the system is set up, and you're dealing also, you got a white woman in here too, because the way she'll flip it and play it, soon she'll come out and she'll say that everybody's picking on her, that that she's actually the victim in this whole situation, and that she was afraid, and she had to do what she thought was best for the actual school and the system and everything. And why are you picking on me? Why are you bothering me? I didn't want to do this. I had, my hands were tied. I didn't have any choice or whatever. So you got to watch how she'll end up flipping this thing Karen style as well too, to try to paint herself, put herself in the corner and say that, I had no choice. Next thing she'll be in fear of her life or some garbage like that. So you got to watch exactly how this thing is going to how they're going to try to finesse this thing, because he has some paperwork on him now. He's got the recording. He's got it. It's on social media. Thousands of people have already seen it, and thousands more are going to probably see it as well too. So watch and see how they try to go ahead and flip this thing and reverse it. And next thing you know, little Karen here, well, she's actually the one that, was wrong here in this whole ordeal. Like, she's really the one that you really should feel sorry for. Even though she has a job, she has a position, this and that, it's her. She's the real victim here. So let me give a shout out real quick to Jimmy too. Jimmy, thank you for your contribution on Cash App. DJ, Tammy, go ahead, because you wanted to say something real quick.
I wanted to say to you, you said a fucking word. Oh, I don't mean to cuss. You said a word. I didn't even think about that until you said it. They mad because he gave Jim Clyburn a run for his money. And they told him to sit your Negro tail down, and he did not. Let me tell y'all something about these southern states. They different from northern states. And if you don't live down here, don't you speak on it. I live in Tennessee. Y'all, I done cried every day for Tennessee, because I can't believe some of the stuff that is allowed to happen with no outrage from the black leaders. They mad at him. So guess what they did? They said, we gonna hit you where it really hurts. And monetarily, all of us are one paycheck away. I don't care how much money you make, because generally we save, but how much saving can you really do when you lose your job? How much? I want you to think about that. But when you lose your livelihood, they take that away from you. And that's why we should be proponents of more than one stream of income. You shouldn't have two streams of income. You should have, I got 3 consultant offers in the last 2 days, y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. Because guess what? They can take away everything from you, but guess what they can't take? Your knowledge. You know this better than anybody. You probably running a damn company. They don't come to work. They depend on you. And then dog you out as if you don't know nothing. No, you know the whole company. I can run a whole mental health motherfucker morally, but I didn't critically think about it and put it into what it really meant until the last 5 or 6 years when I started really critically thinking about how did I lose my job for a DUI and 6 white people did. They did the same thing. They didn't lose their job, y'all. Why? How did I get there? We got to start sticking together. And we got to start supporting each other. But all I hear from my family, oh, well, you shouldn't have. No! They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. And Marcel, if he don't get an attorney and he don't have backing and he don't have money, it's our fault. It's because we didn't support him in something we know was not his fault. He got a right to run. We got a right to run. And if nobody in this world have a right to run for office, it's us. But if you look at history, y'all, we ran for office. It got them scared. If you look at history, right out of slavery, we ran for office, y'all. We were the congressmen. We were part of the legislature. And they didn't like it. And they shut us down. Look at Mississippi. Y'all, the best way that you can learn how much they hate us is by doing history, because it's the same thing. I would have never said I am for segregation ever in a million years until I start really reading history. I don't want my black daughter to walk in a classroom full of white kids. I don't, because they're not going to treat her the same. The education is not worth it. I can educate her. Because guess what? While y'all sending her in a room to learn math and science, they teaching their kids gun control and economics and how to stay out of jail and how to put you in jail. And that's what this system is not made up of math and science. What y'all sending y'all kids to these Catholic schools for? Y'all need to create a school where they can actually thrive in this society on how to use a gun, how to unload it, how to shoot it. They start learning that at motherfucking 3 years old. Because they be out there on the gun. Y'all know I went and shot at my first gun. What was it called, Nita? A 9mm and a what? And a 40. That was my first time. It scared me. I ain't scared no more. Guess what? I'm going to learn to load that shit, and I'm going weekly. Because I want to know, what is it about this gun that I need to know, that I need to use? We know this stuff ain't right. Speak out. Silence is no longer an option. But when you're silent, you're still speaking. I'm going to land my plane.
All right, Tammy, thank you. Aunt Lai, how you doing tonight? You there, Aunt Lai?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sitting here working on my case right now. Y'all, I gotta forgive me. My attorney is on my neck. I gotta get this stuff in. I do want to say I feel bad for him, but he's a smart guy. He understands that white supremacists are not going to hold white supremacists accountable for white supremacy. So we, as a people, have to back him. And it's excellent that he has a platform where he can say what's happening to him and get his voice out, because they will do us any type of way. And then, like you said, they're gonna play the race card. Karen gonna start crying and acting like she didn't do what she did. So I mean, it's just important that we back him. And I mean, he's so lucky that he has a platform where he can get his story out and he can be heard. Because not everybody is fortunate enough to be able to do that. And I'm like, I got tears in my eyes, so y'all gotta forgive me, because y'all already know that, I've been through it. But white supremacists are not gonna hold white supremacists accountable for white supremacy. The whole purpose, like with everything that happened and everything that's going to the sun, they've been doing to us what they've been doing to us. And I'm just glad as a people we are I'm not even gonna say that we're not getting together. We are together. We are unified, and we're gonna handle it. Please donate to him if necessary, because he's gonna need all the attention and all the donation as possible. I'm just so glad. Like when I see people fighting for other people, even though I'm in a situation and I really feel like sometimes I'm all by myself and I don't have that, I do. When other people have it, it gives me hope that it's possible for me to have it with my fight, because how we are done by white supremacy is just, they don't care. They don't care about doing this no type of way. They do it with a smile on their face. They go to sleep at night and they look at you like, why are you scared of the police when y'all out here killing us? You know, again, my nephew is legally incarcerated because I filed a lawsuit against a branch of government. And now they're trying to intimidate me and scare me and say, well, you wrote a book about what you did. Yes. And I told my therapist today, I can't kill y'all. I don't have if I had a gun, I can't kill y'all. My therapist had me realizing you have to do something constructive with this anger, because I wrote a book. That is my protest. That is my peaceful protest. I wrote a book and I put in there everything you did. Everybody got to do their part. So I'm just happy that he's getting out what's done to him. I'm glad he got the recording for evidence. But people just got to back him, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this: like, he's suing the school district, and that's gonna be easy because it's a school district. You're not dealing with the brightest of people. They care more about the rainbow than anything else. But when you're fighting an entire branch of government, they want to know the people who did my taxes. They want to know stuff that got nothing to do with none of that. They want to know everybody in my family name. Like, y'all want to know too much stuff. Again, they already illegally incarcerated my nephew. Their game of, oh, we're going to get you. We're going to teach you a lesson. And like I said, if anything happened to me, please understand I did not kill myself. I am not suicidal. I'm more homicidal than anything, because they do have the potential of a white man at my door, ringing my doorbell 2-3 days in a row. Like, it's real out here. And God forbid if something happened, like, I don't have the platform. I don't have the support. It'll just happen. And they will literally kill you and say, well, you wanted it, or it was an accident, or, you got stabbed by somebody else and you just happen to have cash at. So we just got to make sure that we support him and we back him in this, because at the end of the day, they do to us what they think they can get away with. And that's why they treat us the way they treat us. They think they can get away with it. Once they realize, they can't get away with it, and the only thing that really helps a lot is the public humiliation. That's what they care about. They care about the media. They care about even with my case, I'm suing an entire branch of government in federal and state court. They could care less. They illegally incarcerated my nephew and did not blink an eye. Don't want to give over evidence. We got attorneys file emotions. They taking emotions and wiping their ass with it. The only thing that they care about is a public outcry. And that's what I don't have. That's what they care about. So we got to give them what they care about. The public got to be pissed about what's happening to him. But, I know that, since he ran for Congress, he has a platform and he'll get the support and he'll get the media attention, and then they'll be held accountable. That's the only thing that white supremacy is scared of. These cameras in these videos, that's what they don't like. They don't care about treating you any type of which way. They still confronting people, telling people, you in the store, they told the lady, you can't take this elevator. They don't give a fuck. They really think they run this. But putting them on, shaming them and embarrassing them, letting everybody know their name, so you got to give them what they're asking for. I'll land my plane.
All right. Thank you, Aunt Lot. And like I told everybody up in the Jumbotron, the second on the right-hand side, is it the second or the third? I think it might be the second on the right-hand side. We have a link up there to the Marcel's page where you can donate to his campaign. So if you guys want to go ahead and donate, it's up in the Jumbotron, guys. So please go ahead and support for those that can support. We know everybody's not able to support. As I always say, if you can support, please go ahead. If you can't, we understand that as well too. Also up in the Jumbotron is a YouTube channel. Last night, guys, we didn't get anybody to subscribe to the YouTube channel while the actual space was on. So that is right next to where Marcel's link is at. It's like the fourth one to the right. So please go ahead while the actual space is going on. Please go ahead and go over to YouTube. You can actually listen while the space is going on and just click the subscribe button. That quick, you subscribe. So please, we're trying to get some people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you have not already subscribed to the Newstoter YouTube channel, please go ahead while this space is going on. We live stream. It's live streaming right now on YouTube right now. So guys, you can always catch the spaces. For one, we record it, and for two, we always upload it to YouTube as well. Too, a lot of times we're doing live streaming, so you can always catch it. If you're having audio issues here in the actual space, you can always go to YouTube and actually catch the actual Twitter space as well too. So, like I say, for those that can donate to Marcel, I'm sure he would definitely appreciate it, guys. If you have it to donate. Also, if you can support us on Cash App, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American-owned news media curation platform today in America. Once again, let me repeat that. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American-owned news media curation platform today in America. $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Once again, $Newstoter. If you do not have a Cash App, we have the Venmo and PayPal up in the Jumbotron as well. DJ, I don't know if you're there, DJ, because I called you before your hand was up, but I'm not sure if you're there or not.
Nah, I heard you. I heard you, bro. I could hands at the time. I'm with a relative helping out.
Okay.
What I was gonna say was, damn, so much been said. What I was gonna say, man. It has something to do with the EEOC we was talking about before. Yeah, I'll come back.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Professor, I know you had stuff because I was looking for you. I'm like, damn, where Professor went at? Like, so I saw you came back.
I ain't got a call, man. My bad.
No, that's cool. Hey, we understand. People get personal calls and stuff. I didn't know if you was having some issues with the actual, you know, how these connections be up in here as well, too. So, I mean, it's no issue on that. Let me say this real quick because I'm going to go ahead and I see Original Black. If you guys want to go ahead and speak as well, too, just raise your hand and I'll get to you. But let me say this. People forget that this was Marcel's last year was his first time running in politics. You talk about somebody who had no experience running, came straight from being a teacher and jumped right into politics. There was a lot of stuff that Marcel didn't know anything about in terms of running a campaign or politics for that matter. Now down the road, people look at him as a potential threat because, hey, now he's seasoned. Now he has some experience. Now he has an understanding of how campaigns are run. So before, when you had somebody who was totally new to it, a rookie, now you got somebody now, you know, that has the actual experience, the background. You saw the impact he was able to make on social media. His ground game will also be strong as well, too, in terms of actually hitting the ground and doing what you need to do in terms of the politicking. So now you have somebody who poses a new threat, and also the big man that was there before who cast a large shadow, Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn will be gone. So that means you got an open spot. It's almost a battle royal. Now what are you going to do? So now Democrats and stuff in South Carolina are also looking to go ahead and solidify the future by finding somebody to put in that place that they can have. I mean, they had a stronghold. You had this man for 30-some years there. He's gone. Now, you know, it's open. It's totally open up. So you got the people looking at the prospect of that as well, too. Like, wow, this guy, you know, he made such a buzz. He came out of nowhere, out of left field. And sure enough, he lost. And if you look at the numbers, people say, well, you know, he stood no chance or whatever. But now you're not having to go against Jim Clyburn. Now he is having
to go against his family.
But his family ain't Jim Clyburn.
No, his nephew, I think, is running. That's who he's pushing.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's still not Jim Clyburn. Even though he has a name, you know, Jim Clyburn casts a much larger shadow than any of his family members will as well, too. Jim Clyburn had national cachet that his family members, just because you're related to him, yeah, they'll have some of the cachet with the Clyburn name, but they're not actually Jim Clyburn. So things change a lot and people looking at it. So if Marcel, you know, like I said, he has made you know, he's made ties with people and things like that. You had people coming from out of state coming there to support his campaign and stuff. A number of our people that we see in these Twitter spaces and stuff actually went up there to actually help Marcel with his campaign. So things are looking a lot different. So as you had somebody before who had actually no experience, had really no understanding and what it took, he learned as he went along. He's a smart man. He was able to go ahead and grasp the concepts and everything like that. But now it's going to become second nature to him. Now he knows exactly what to do. Now he knows how to have his team and how to go ahead and organize certain things. And he has that experience that you can only get experience by doing something. So now he's not looking on the outside. He knows exactly he poses a serious threat. Why not go ahead and get him out the way? People saying, why not go ahead and get rid of this dude while we can, so he doesn't become a much bigger, larger problem than he was before. Let me go ahead and kick it to real quick. Let me kick it to I'm gonna get the Black Majority State, get the original, and I'll come back to you, Tammy.
Okay. Shout out Newstoter, DJ, Professor, everybody in the space. I came up to support Marcel. I saw that post, and it kind of looks like a campaign ad. Man, it's really heartbreaking to see that happening. That's a part of the sacrifice that we kind of talk about when you get involved in politics. You gotta be willing to make those sacrifices. He certainly is somebody who is willing, who has been willing, who is a fighter. And so I've supported him. I remember conversations we had on WhatsApp. I had to literally download WhatsApp because I don't really use it, to have a conversation with him before he decided to run. So I've been supportive of him. I do a monthly donation. I would encourage others to set up a monthly donation based on what they can afford. And I've given here and there as well. He also did me a huge solid when we launched social. He created a space for that to get the word out on that. He is speaking at the DC rally, Reparations 2023. So I do, and I want to encourage everybody to support him as much and as often as you can. The situation in South Carolina, it kind of is what it is. We've had contestants win who were dead just because of the name. Their name was still on the ballot. Matter of fact, one of the Justins who won that special election, he won with 400 votes, a little over 400 votes, because the woman who occupied that seat actually won the election, even though she had passed away, because she
in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, yeah. So name recognition is huge in politics. I mean, it is so big. And so you are fighting uphill battle when you have an incumbent and you have name recognition and all of those issues. But to Newstoter's point, he has worked so hard, and he has been on the ground, and he's been active in all these meetings. He's got that reparations task force started down there. So I am very encouraged by what he has produced, based on just getting out and working hard, So that does merit support, financial support, and otherwise. So this is a shameless plug. I got invited to be on the Danny Morrison show on KPLA tonight for an hour segment. I'm going to do my best to work in the reparations rally, and I will mention him as a confirmed speaker at that rally, so that at least we get some more eyes and ears on it. So I'll end with that.
Not a shameless plug.
All right, thank you, Black Majority. Let me go ahead and get to original, and I'm gonna get back to you, Tammy.
Oh yeah. Hey, Newstoter, I hope my mic wasn't open. I had my niece to come up with her daughter. I was giving her this playing with her and giving her this little tennis trainer to use. But I hope my mic didn't click on or something, because I put my phone in my back pocket and I was out there with them.
I think it may have one time, but I don't think we really heard anything. But you good?
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. See, here's the issue. Now you see how the Democratic Party, they are promoting these two little so-called Justins out of Tennessee. But see, you have to look at it like this. See, the one with the when he speaks, he'll say black and marginalized people. So he's playing along with the Democratic machine. And the other one, he's basically has on his platform what he's going to do for immigrants. Don't have a damn thing what he's going to do for black folks. See, when you go, the reason that we have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, the reason that we're in the position that we're in right now, because the people who have been elected to represent us, they have gone along with the Democrat. And see, Marcel is about us. Okay? He's not about he has said many a time, I'm running on a reparations platform. And see, I don't know if you all saw this video where he had to chastise Marianne Williamson, and she started trying to say, "Oh, well, that's anti-Semitic." No, what they call anti-Semitic is anything that they don't like. Anytime when the truth is told about them and they don't like it, that's anti-Semitic. Okay, let's just be real about that. But yeah, we have to. This is our time to shine, and we have to support him in every way that we can, because see, they're already scheming, scamming, and planning. So whoever they put out there, you can best bet believe that the National Democratic Party is going to drop a ton of money with them, and they're gonna go along with that process. But like I said before, but what we have to do is show Marcel or anybody that has contact with Marcel, let's right now, tomorrow, they need to start taking all kind of videos, still pictures of the how desolate that 6th district is and what it has. I know they have some already, but it doesn't hurt to have more. And we have to show that if this person that they're going to put out there, and whether Jim Clyburn come out and support them or not, we got to work this in a way to show that if you vote for this person, you're going to continue to get this. Your community is going to continue to be desolate. It look like a bomb. It's going to look more like a bomb went off. And that's what they're upset about, because see, if y'all notice now, they keep talking about social media, and you can't believe what you hear and see on social media. Oh yes, you can. They are very. Hell, this is a credible social media site. Space right here. So what do you mean we can't believe what we hear on this space right here? That's insane. So we know how they work. So we already know they ain't playing fair. So we're not gonna play fair either. So tit for tat, because we're gonna show you how low down it can get and how low down it will get, and what is going to happen. And anybody get upset, hey, we don't give a damn. And I can't find the article Newstoter, but there was an article that came out. I think it was either the Atlantic or Politico, where it stated how this was I think in 2018. These black women, they won their primaries in a number of these states, but the and we can use that too. The National Democratic Party did not support them. It's sitting up there. They don't. They winning like gangbusters. But these people, due to their racism, and they want us to continue to receive benign neglect, they did not support these women. And there was one. And the reason is because they were black, and they did. And the Democrats. See, people keep thinking, although yes, the Republicans are racist. They're vehement racist. But I don't think. Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to say. I don't think the Republican has too much on the Democrats. But ain't no racism like racism that comes from the Democrats. That's just how it is. Because when they get started, and the way that they see, they got here it is right here. This was on the Atlantic. It says, why aren't top Democrats acknowledging the black women running for office? And it talked about how these women have won their primaries and this, that, and whatever. It may be still out there online. And this is the title: why aren't top Democrats acknowledging the black women running for office? And this was like 2018, I think it was. But yeah, see, that's how. And what they do is, if these people win, then I wouldn't be surprised if they go in there. If you want to continue to win, you better follow this. You better toe this line. And as far as your black constituents, you only give them benign neglect. Don't you promise them anything, and don't you do a damn thing for them. You use their vote to represent every other demographic, and you don't do a damn thing for them. If they want something, let them do it the damn self. I know that's kind of the talk that they get. And these crazy ass fools, they go along with it. See, They don't come back and tell us a damn thing. They just keep rolling with the platform. So I'm gonna start digging, and we're gonna start using some of everything that we can. We're gonna throw it at them because we're gonna show them how to fight dirty. You want a dirty fight? We're gonna show you how to do it, and we're gonna do it with a smile. And I'll land with that.
All right.
That was
sexy, Professor Original. That was sexy.
That's what I'm talking about. Professor Original, everybody.
All right. Let me go ahead. And Tammy, I'm gonna get to you because I know you spoke a couple times. Let me get to no taxation, and I'll come right back to you.
Hey, Newstoter and co-hosts and Newstoter family and everybody in the room. I trust everybody is doing well tonight.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? No taxation.
In the house.
No taxation without reparations. Let's be real clear about that. We're in it. This is it. This is the fight. I knew that Marcel had got run off his job, and I can't say that I knew it was going to happen, but I knew something was going to happen when he announced against James Clyburn. Black Twitter, which I was a part of back in, I think it was Obama, during Obama administration sometime. Y'all know I get confused about that. But anyway, I think it was the next 4 years, his second term. We talked about Clyburn and drug him for filth. Do you hear me? Because we did have pictures of those kids, babies, first grade, second grade, third grade, sitting in trailers, and the teachers trying to teach them, and they had to have their raincoats on and their coats on because it was raining through those trailers, and we called them to task, and it was a fight. Clyburn, you got to understand, ain't nobody ever sat in that seat before Clyburn. He's always had. There's never been anybody else in it. And don't think for a New York minute that he's running anything in South Carolina. Lindsey Graham is running everything in South Carolina. And Nikki Haley got to be governor because she got permission from Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. That is the way it goes in South Carolina. Trust me, I know. And that has not changed. And even Jamie, I can't think of Jamie's last name, but he's over there at the DNC now, heading the DNC. They only let him go so far, democratically. Why? Because Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham run South Carolina. And they run Clyburn too now. And so that's what Marcel was up against. He was up against the machine. And he came out okay. Looks like he said, if that woman said what he said, she said, he's looking real good for a lawsuit, and he'll get far more money suing than he will teaching. And so, it might be a blessing in disguise. We'll see. But however, I'm gonna tell you this. This is how deep this thing is for us here. You gotta understand where we at. I had a meeting today with all the permitting authorities about the rally. I'm going to tell you all something that I didn't know. I saw the venue, and I knew the venue was very close in proximity to the National Monument. I did not know it is the National Monument. That's what I have a permit for. And I can't control anything on the National Monument. They have to control it. That's why they kept trying to get me to run down to Freedom Plaza, even saying today in the meeting to get everything straight. Well, if you're expecting a larger crowd, maybe we need to move the venue. Well, the permit says 10,000 people. I said I'm going to have 1,000 people, so what's good? So now they're saying, well, if it's a real large crowd, the only other place they can move it to is the Lincoln Memorial. And they offered me that before. I don't want it. I want the grass, the trees, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a reason they don't want us down there. We're not having a rally at the Sylvan Theater, which is what I originally said we were going to do, because that's the way it's listed, according to the National Park Service. No, we're having a rally at the monument. Now it looks different. The National Monument. Now it looks different. You know what else they asked me? Did you invite any organizations? If so, which ones? See? So they're watching us. I knew that they have been watching us since ADOS, because between me and everybody else in this room and the whole internet, ADOS has a bad reputation on Capitol Hill. And I have nothing to do with that because it's not my organization. I don't have an organization. I just got me. But they wanted to know everything. Who's coming? Who's doing this? What are they going to talk about? That's how serious this thing is. And the permit says protest and reparations. And so they're afraid of that. And they need to be afraid. And Original is right. We got to show them. This is our opportunity to show up and show out, not just for the rally, but I'm talking about the whole year 2023, for Marcel, for the rally, and for anybody else who's fighting for us. This is the time this is the thick of it, and it's going to get worse. I can tell you that. They're going to try to break us, and they're especially going to try to break Marcel, because Marcel is speaking truth and facts about what's going on in America, and he's snatching the covers off of people that have been hiding underneath the sheets, and they don't like it. And that's why I keep telling Marcel, don't ever stop talking. He has got to continue talking, and we have got to keep him in a place where he can continue speaking up on our behalf, because it's important for the nation, not just for us in this room, not just for Black people, for the entire nation, because when we get lifted up, the nation gets lifted up. We are the moral compass of this country. Don't ever forget it. And so we've got to keep our compass, and we have to keep our wits about us, just like Original said. We got to make sure that we're fighting fire in the way that we need to fight, whether it be with fire or water. Sometimes you got to put it out, and sometimes you have to start a bigger fire. And we have to use our wits about it, what time to do what. And so we have to make sure that we support Marcel and anybody else that is trying to move Black folks forward in this country, because the entire nation will get lifted up, and it'll be a better nation. That's what we have over white folks' heads. They know it, we know it too. And that's why they treated Marcel the way they treated him. And I'm going to tell you this. I knew he had lost his job before he announced it. I believe with all my heart, and I can't tell you this is a fact, but I believe that came directly from Jim Clyburne's office. I believe that with all my heart. Somebody made a phone call. Okay? Because Marcel was who Marcel was when he was in that classroom. He ain't changed. And so if he's angry now, he was angry then. And you hired him angry. So let's be real clear. Marcel didn't change his personality just because he's running for office. No. He just got louder. See? And he was probably teaching those kids, and they were probably looking for any excuse to get rid of him anyway. And that was a great excuse. He ran against Clyburne. Clyburne said, get him out of there. And it might not have been Clyburne. It could have been somebody in his office that was afraid. I'll tell you who it wasn't. Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell. Why? Because they ain't scared of him. Now, see? And I'm going to leave it there. And the other thing that I want to say is thank you, Black, because, we need to be speaking up. And one of the things that I want everybody to understand is everyone that is attached to this rally is a Black business owner. That is on purpose. It's on purpose. We're going to be at the monument. We are going to advertise Black businesses. We are going to have Black businesses helping to promote and put on this rally. And guess what? They're going to see us in a different light when we get through these white folks. Believe you me. Black, check your email. Thank you, News. I'm going to leave it there.
All right. Thank you, No Taxation. Tammy, I know you had your hand up. You want to go ahead and speak?
Taxation said everything I wanted to say. No taxation without reparations. Listen, that's my girl. Original said everything I wanted to say. Original, that's my husband. So don't try to get with him, y'all. I'm already married, okay? He don't know it yet, but he will know it soon. Listen, y'all. But let me say this, seriously. If we don't get on this quickly and give him support, silence is still speaking, is what I'm saying. And one of the things that has beat us every time as Black people, foundational Black Americans is we don't fund these candidates. We don't give money. And it's not always about money, but money is a big part of it. We don't make phone calls. We don't knock on doors. We don't show up. And we have to. That's how candidates win, and that's how Democrats have control of how we vote for so many years. I don't know. I just found out that there's a National Democratic Party that funds money into candidates. And we have to show them that they are not controlling us with money. But we have our own money. We have a lot of money and we donate money, but we got to donate it to the right organization. We've always kind of sit back and watch, but we got to start speaking out, y'all. Silence is not an option for me in 2023 going forward. I will always speak out. I will always say something that somebody says, oh, that's a threat. I am a threat because I'm going to speak truth and I'm going to be able to vet it. We got to stop listening to narrations and spread narrations. I'm proud of this group, Newstoter, in this topic and the amount of people who you have listening. But we got to support Marcel regardless whether, you know what we do? We will hold Marcel to a standard higher than we hold the white candidate because we know somebody's going to run against him. But let's let him get in the office and let him show us what he's going to do. Reparations is not easy. It's not going to be an easy fight. We know that. If not, we would have had it in 89 when it was first presented by, I can't think of the first time it was, but it was 89, 90. Who presented it? What was his name? He's passed away right now. He presented it every damn year, y'all. Every year since 89. And if the Democrats wanted us to have it, they would have gave it to us. We've not put a demand on them for it. Now is the time for us to demand it. Or we gonna have to split away. I don't give a shit about Biden and Harris if they can't give us reparations. You gave us a black Supreme Court justice. Okay, thank you. But honestly, that doesn't do much for my community. It really didn't. I need something that's going to do something for my community. I need something that's going to stop people from putting their kids and feeling like Catholic schools is the better choice. I need them to learn about legislation and not that that's just three parts of the government. I need them to learn how to work the system. I never knew that. But I think when we grow up and we learn that, that's part of what we need to survive in this America. I'm going to land right there. I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to land right there because I just took a victory shot for this group.
All right, Tammy, thank you. Don't get too tipsy taking them shots.
Hey, don't come in here sounding like somebody that we know.
I know, right? Oh boy! But in all seriousness, though, y'all, we do need to go ahead and support Marcel as much as we can. Like I say, we know everybody's not able to support as well too. So for those that can, and there's a number of people left in this space that support Marcel all the time as well too. So, but for those that can support him, it would it would definitely be a good thing. I believe that who knows exactly what's going to go down with this situation. We're definitely wishing Marcel the best, and we definitely support him. And like I said, we definitely need to go ahead and get that number. We need to go ahead and get that number and let that number circulate. That's one thing Twitter has been good about, is calling a lot of these places and stuff when you have incidents happen and blowing that phone up. So we need to go ahead and blow the phone up again as well too, guys. Let everybody know that, yeah, people are talking about this. They're not pleased. They're not happy. And we're calling to just express our disapproval how the situation is being handled. request that Karen Wicks is something. She's disciplined somehow. She, like I say, she just can't keep her position. She just can't keep her job and, keep her pay and everything else. And I mean, she's not even suspended with pay. She's nothing right now. She's going on with her life, and she's ruling over other people as well too. So, I know Marcel's a pretty intelligent man. So I know everybody's saying, well, I hope he has a lawyer in this. And I'm pretty sure Marcel has legal representation. I mean, he's not going to just sit here and take this. I'm pretty sure he has legal representation, y'all. I would almost bet anything on that that he has somebody looking over his case right now and discussing his options as well too. So we want to keep it. We want to keep it in the media. We want to keep it out there so everybody can know. Don't let this die down. Don't forget about it. One good thing about Marcel, and I think Aunt Live mentioned that she says that he has a platform. Marcel has a pretty decent sized platform here on Twitter, and that's a great thing. But he also has some friends as well too, the Tariqs and the Jason Blacks of the world, who I'm sure going to mention this and say something about this as well too. So to go ahead, and that'll help the case even more. To help his situation get out there even more so. But despite all of that, it's things that we can do right here. We may not have the actual the numbers and stuff, but we have enough people on Twitter that support him and back him. If you can't pay anything, if you can't do anything financially to contribute to his campaign, then you can always go ahead, like I say, once that number does become available, and I'm pretty sure how they move, eventually it will become available. You can go ahead and you can simply start by retweeting information out right now. Right now, that's what I always tell people. People talk about the content and information. I said, well, are you at least trying to retweet things out? Like, it's great to like it, but when you retweet something out, you're sharing it, and it's a chance that somebody else may potentially go ahead and share the information as well too. So yeah, go ahead and like the actual content, but go ahead and actually retweet it out as well too. Somebody who may not even heard about what's going on with Marcel may see this later on tonight and say, oh, I didn't know this was going on with Marcel. I didn't know this was going on until this morning. I saw it. I saw it this morning. I asked Marcel, I said, well, Marcel, because we had a space initially planned. We're gonna talk about Harry Belafonte and a number of issues tomorrow as well too in our space. But I said, you know what? I asked him, was it cool to go ahead and because I didn't want to step on any toes. Is it cool to go ahead and hold this space and have a conversation on this? And he was saying, yeah, that was fine. So we went ahead and made the space happen or whatever. And like I said, we got to keep this. We got to keep this out there. We can't just go ahead and let this die down and let people forget about it. Marcel, what happened to him could happen to a number of black people, men and women in this country. The only good thing is that Marcel does have a base that is backing him as well too, where a lot of people don't have that base. A lot of people don't have that support. He actually has that. So you have to go ahead and throw your support behind him even more so. If you're already Team Marcel and you support him and you support the politics that he stands for, then let people know. Go ahead and push the content out there, not only on Twitter, but if you have other social media outlets as well too that you have a profile on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, let people know what's going on. Let people out there that's not maybe on social media know, hey, if they may never even heard of Marcel, but tell them about what's actually going on and why you think that he's being treated this way. It can't hurt. It can't hurt at all. So go ahead and let's keep the focus on. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's not relent any. Let's keep going forward. Let's keep grinding the way we've been grinding as well. So that would definitely pay big dividends for Marcel as well. And also, guys, we had 2 people subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is the 3rd or 4th one up there in the Jumbotron. Let's go ahead and get some more subscriptions if we can. Let's get some more people to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well too. No taxation. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I was first.
Well, didn't you just speak, Tammy? Yeah.
Taxation did too.
Yeah, but you just spoke last. So let me go ahead and get the no taxation and I'll come back to you.
Y'all are so funny. One of the things that I wanted to say too is that Marcel is in a very unique position going up against a powerhouse in the Democratic Party, in a place where all the things happen. You see, Clyburn just got everything moved from Iowa. I forget the name of it, but when they vote to see who they think is going to be running, you see, he had it moved from Iowa to South Carolina. That's not an easy thing. I'm telling you, Marcel is up against a powerhouse. He's up against the entire Democratic Party. And in a lot of ways, he's also up against the Republican Party. And so we have to not choose political sides. This is how we support him. Not choose political sides, but choose his policy that he's talking about and letting these people know that we are going to start voting policy and not party. That's how we win. And we've got to do that in a way that our voices are heard before 2024 so that they can understand exactly where we're coming from and don't be surprised. Yeah, and that's not to say we'll win. You know what I mean? That's not to say, oh, we're going to win. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have to give it the best try that we've ever had in our lives because this is a fight to the finish right here. It really is a fight to the finish. And I've been telling y'all, I've been in these spaces with Newstoter. I kept telling y'all, I said, they're doing a full court press. They're doing this. You guys are going to see some things. And Kennedy came out and, they're doing everything they can. White supremacy always, they don't never do nothing but one thing. It's a multi-layered problem with them. And Kennedy came out. He came out because if he takes enough votes, they might even throw Kamala off the ticket and put him on. We don't know what they're going to do. And if that's the case, man, we're really going to have a hell of a time convincing anybody black because that Kennedy name is ingrained in black folks' heads. And this thing with Marianne Williamson, if Marianne Williamson cared anything about us, that would have been proven when she spoke to Marcel and not mentioned the Jews. We're not talking about the Jews, we're talking about us. So there should have been no mention of the Jews. The other thing is that Biden is not going to do anything. Everybody know that. And in fact, he may be more detrimental to us. We've got to start siding with policies that we believe in. Immigration, we all know that's bad for us. We've been talking about it since the 70s. We don't care anything about job creation. Let's move away from that because black folks now know how to create jobs. Black businesses have always thrived in our own communities. We've never had that problem. Tammy is so right because we have got to support all of our black businesses all over the country. And we have to fight for them like we're fighting for ourselves. And Marcel believes in that. We have got to meet them where they think they're going to stop us. That's where the fight is. Wherever they try to draw the line, that's where we need to fight. And they're trying to draw the line with Marcel because Marcel is somebody that can't be beat in a debate. That's what it is. It's not that they dislike Marcel so much. They dislike Marcel because he's not on their side and he can't be beat in a debate. Clyburn will never debate him. I can tell you that for a fact. He'll hold another fish fry and everybody will come. They'll eat fish and go home and vote for Clyburn. And I'm talking about black voters. And there's a problem among black voters in voting for the Democratic Party and never, ever getting anything in return. We rarely get, and now we're completely out on that side. People say, oh, we're going to be out. No, the Democrats have written us out. They got some new, we can't say that in Newstoter space. What is that DJ said? Knackers. They got some new knackers now. And they don't need us anymore. But we're going to show them because, see, if we unite, if there's enough of us that unite, you know what we can do? Tip the scales in favor of somebody else. That's what we can do. And so we have to start playing our political position the best way that we can, just like they play theirs the best way they can. And I'm going to leave it there.
All right. Thank you.
She said knacker.
All right, now. All right. Go ahead, sister. No taxation.
No taxation without reference.
And no taxation.
I'm learning.
Hey, now Tammy has had too many shots. Yes.
And let me say this right here. What, like you say, no taxation by supporting black business. If you guys want to support a black business, you can start also by supporting Newstoter. I ask any of our people that have $1 that they can contribute. I don't ask for 2, 3, 4, 5. I say if you have $1 that you can spare, just $1 that you can spare, think about contributing and donating to newstoter.com. Newstoter is the largest black-owned Black American news media curation platform today in America. $Newstoter. Also, you can also contribute by just simply visiting Newstoter daily. Visit newstoter.com one time a day. Go there for a minute and just leave the site. Go ahead and just surf the site, look and see, say, okay, well, I'll go back to Twitter, I'll go back to Facebook, I'll go back to Instagram, whatever. So easy. How can I surf the site? Well, the 35 to 40 articles every day that's put out on Twitter, you can just click through one of them and surf the site that way. Or you can just put in newsholder.com in your browser and visit the site. So we do ask for that. We talk about supporting Black businesses all the time. Hey, what better way to support a Black business by simply visiting the site? That's all you gotta do is simply visit the site, check out some of the content, some of the information. Say, okay, well, this is pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and click this. Let me go ahead and read this. Oh, okay, this wasn't that bad. Let me go ahead and make my way over here tomorrow for a minute. I'll spend a minute a day on a Black-owned website that curates Black news from other Black-owned bloggers and Black-owned newspapers and Black-owned journalists. So let me go ahead and just simply support it. And hey, I do have $1 to spare, so let me go ahead and simply go ahead and cash app Newstoter a dollar. That may go a long ways to helping just pay the actual the web hosting this month or the email hosting. So let me go ahead and just donate $8 that I can contribute this month. So like I say, I don't ask our people for 20, 30, 40, 50, $100. If you got $1 that you can contribute or donate, even if you have $1 that you can donate monthly, if you got $1 that you can donate monthly, we ask that you please think about at least supporting newsholder.com. So that's Cash App. I'm sorry, that's $Newstoter, $Newstoter, and the Venmo and PayPal is up in the Jumbotron as well, too. And let me give a shout out to everybody in the space who do contribute and who do support, because it's a number of you guys that support monthly. So I just want to go ahead and let you know that I greatly appreciate that. And it gets put to use. A bunch of you guys that's in here every night, you donate. I give you a shout out when I can. And, I just want to let you guys know that I think about you. And I do definitely appreciate not only you donating, but you coming into the actual spaces and making the spaces, because it's the people in here that make the actual spaces. We come up with the title and the content and this and that, but it's your guys. It's what you add to the conversation and everything, the dialogue that really makes these Twitter spaces. So shout out to the entire Newstoter family, and shout out to those who have never even been in the Newstoter space before. Shout out to you guys as well that's here tonight also. Tammy, let me go ahead and kick it. I'm sorry.
I just want to say something right quick, man. But if you are a judge and a lady up in here, now you need to cash out Newstoter at least $400 since you come up in here. Cash out $400 for the lady that is a judge up in here.
Oh boy. Let me go ahead. Shout out. Hey, shout out to DJ, the co-host, donating as well too. Shout out DJ. Let me go ahead and kick it to Tammy and Rerod. See my sister Rerod up here as well too. Shout out to you, Trayvon, as well too, man. Appreciate that. You got it, Tammy.
Hey, I'm celebrating tonight, y'all. 27 years as an active financial member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I know a lot of you all don't understand it, but so I am proud of that. I'm proud of that. I am very committed to Black causes. So I'm sorry, but I am celebrating tonight. So let me say this. We think that our voices don't matter. Our voices do matter. And just because you stand by yourself, I got so much encouragement, Newstoter, the space that extended from your space last night. Was it last night, y'all, or night before last? Because I had to catch up on some sleep.
I don't know. It could have been. Maybe it was a space before last night. I think it had to be the space before, not last night, but the night before last.
They gave me so much encouragement. And today I spoke to an investigative journalist about my issues. And I probably would not have even pursued it had I not had support, just verbal support and encouragement from our family. And I appreciate y'all so much. And I'm not crying because I'm intoxicated. I'm crying because y'all supported me when I felt like I had no support on mental health and criminal justice reform. And y'all Tahoe told me, bitch, get out there. Get out there, get back out there. And I did. And I want to thank y'all because you will be seeing. You think you smart? You ain't smart as me because I learned how to investigate. We know how to investigate our issues. We know how to research our issues. It's a different investigation. It's different questions you ask. And I found it and I broke it. And you'll be seeing it soon. And I appreciate y'all so much. I do. But I want to say what I'm drinking is Old Smoky, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, salty caramel whiskey. Okay? Y'all better come to Tennessee because I was born, raised, and educated in Tennessee. I fight these Tennessee lynchers. We got a lot going on in Tennessee. I'm an expert on Tennessee. I was born, educated, and raised in Tennessee. I know Tennessee. And y'all, Tennessee. Tennessee has some real issues going on right now. But understand, we got some fighters, and it's not just the Tennessee 3. They got me up here. I understand that we're not going to win this fight by being silent, and I'm not silent. Understand that whatever you are fighting, bring it to the family. We will help you. I will stand by you. I will show up if you buy my plane ticket. Well, I got 200,000 miles on Southwest, so I can fly out. I will be there to support you, and I'm not saying that just to say that. If you need some support, we can write. We got to learn how white people do it. How white people do it, they don't leave their damn house. They write letters. They make phone calls. They tweet. They do Instagram posts. Whatever it is, your specialty is wealthy. Thank you so much, sister. I see you sitting down there. Thank you so much, sister. You encourage me so much, sister. No taxation without representation. You know, sister. You know us. You know us. DJ. Y'all, guess who I talked to all day today? Y'all not going to believe I talked to Mr. Engaging all day today. Because I'm going to support what he feels he needs. And y'all know I blow up on Mr. Engaging all day, every day in these spaces. Because we don't have to agree to support. We don't have to agree with someone to support them. But if they think it's important for them, let's support them how we can. Like I said, we can run these companies because guess what? We already doing it for probably like 0.1% of the profit. I'm going to land right there. Guess what? I'm going to take another shot of salty caramel whiskey.
All right, then, sister. Amen.
All right. And we got a troll up in the comment section. So let me read this real quick. And Maze, you're more than welcome to bring yourself up in here. Of course, I know you won't. He says this is an anti-Democrat space that claims to be pro-black. The Biden administration has more black people within it than any other administration in history. This administration is fighting to save democracy.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
And this is the same administration that whenever you ask, Joe Biden said when he got right into office that, hey, y'all need to go ahead. Hold on real quick, Tammy. He's saying this is the same administration when he got up in office said y'all need to go ahead and work with the Hispanics because, you know, basically I can't do nothing for you. You got to go. They the next big group. So you go ahead and work with them. So Maze, if you like, please come up in here and get I would definitely love to have you to get this microphone up in here. So come on up here. Don't be a chicken shit. Don't be a chicken shit. Don't be a chicken shit and writing stuff in the comment section. You big and bold. You've been given an invitation to come up in here and grab the microphone. So please, by all means, come on up in here. This is another Negro, I'm sure, sitting up here on his knees blowing the Democratic Party, talking about all what good it done for black folk. So come on up in here. I don't tap dance for the Democrats or the Republicans, to be real. So I don't have any love for either one of them. Neither one of them has done anything for black people. So come on up in here, Maze, and get this microphone since you like to leave little comments. I'm talking about that's a main thing you're talking about. you value being a damn Democrat than you do being a black person. So come on up here and get the microphone.
Hey, that might be Nikki Bourne's boyfriend. That might be her boyfriend. We don't watch that.
I don't give a damn who it is. Come on up here.
We have a right to speak out with our issues.
Now we sitting up in here talking about a black man who was fired, wrongfully terminated, and the first thing out this Negro mouth is he sitting up here talking about the damn Democrats. How Joe Biden, he sound just like that little scene on Malcolm X when they was on the train. They was watching the Joe Louis fight, and Malcolm X called a man Mr. Charlie, and you had the other black man talk about Mr. Leonard is good white man, boy. Sound just like that up here, sitting up here running his Negro mouth. We sitting up here talking about a man. Talking about a man that was wrongfully terminated, and you sitting up here talking about Joe Biden and his administration. So come on up in here, Maze.
We have a right to not only talk about this issue, and they should be supporting this issue because we have a right to talk about our issues. We have a right to give them platform issues. And when it doesn't align with yours, does not mean we are against it. But I have not seen anything. 89 when reparations was presented to the Democratic Party. And they don't, nobody's
we got Hamburger up in here. We got a guy named Hamburger just stepped up. Let him speak.
Hamburger? Where you see that at?
Yeah. Ain't that a hamburger right there?
Let's go Hamburger.
Oh, Yoda Burger. Well, hold on. We got no. Wait, hold on. We got my girl Rerod. She got her hand up, so Rerod's gonna actually go ahead and speak. Yoda Burger, if you want to speak, go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll get to you as well too. But Rerod been sitting up here; she's been waiting, so she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna speak next. Let me give a shout out to my girl Lisa too. For Lisa hit me off on PayPal, so Lisa, thank you, Miss Lisa. But yeah, let's let Rerod go ahead and speak, and then Yoda Burger can come up here and speak as well too. So go ahead, Rerod. How you doing tonight, sister?
I'm good, Newstoter. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak. I just want to say, yeah, I'm super pissed about what's going on with Marcel. Like, how dare they? I mean, the only thing that's like kind of keeping me a little cool is because I kind of knew it was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen. And so it's like we as the community have to stand behind this because this is exactly why Black people don't run for us. People don't run on Black issues because they get in there and then they feel like they're by themselves. And then the white man comes in and he says, hey, do this and do that. I'm going to give you a little bit more money. And that's how we get all of these politicians who wind up just saying they're going to do this and that and don't do it. Marcel is the only one who is really actually about this life. He's really about it. I donated to his campaign today. I'm pissed. I want that phone number. I'm about to call that school. I'm about to write Karen's ass an email. Okay? I'm going to email everybody. Okay, and screenshot it and send it to everybody because this is what they do to us. Whenever anybody stands up for Black Americans, there's always some kind of trial and tribulation that comes with it. And that's bullshit because that's what's been holding us back this whole time. You're not allowed to do anything for Black American people. And that's a problem. And we need to nip this shit in the bud right now, or it's just going to continue to happen. We need to support Marcel and make sure maybe this is a good thing. Maybe now he can focus on his campaign. Maybe now he can focus on his debates. Maybe now he can do more things. You know what I mean? But we have to support him and make sure that he can. Because if he can't, nobody else is doing it. That's the whole thing. No one else is running reparations, anything, except for Marcel. So if we let him fall, we let ourselves fall. Okay? I know that he's in his own little city or whatever, but this is a monumental time for us. And we need to let them know, no, you're not just going to knock one of ours down and we're not going to hold him up. That's it, period, point blank. And as far as this dude talking about the Democrats, he needs to get a whole life. They haven't done shit for us ever. And they're not going to start doing it now. So what? They got some Black faces in the White House. So what? They got some Black judges. They're not doing anything either. Okay? It's all for show. The only person out here doing something tangible for us is Marcel. And so we need to support him. And I'll land my plane.
All right. Thank you, Rerod. Appreciate you coming up tonight, sister. Let me go to and you're right, this dude just sitting up here like I told him to come on up here and get the microphone. Of course, he ain't gonna come in here saying stupid stuff. So Yoda Burger, I believe it is. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hey, blessings and abundance to everybody here in this room. Biden, when it comes to Biden, look here, I was upset with him a long time ago. Even before he even got elected because for this simple fact, when Obama got out of office, it was his turn to run, but he didn't want to be labeled as Obama's boy. So he decided not to run, which put Trump in office. Okay, with that being said, I also want to just add this here. He also said no to reparations. When he was being interviewed, a journalist asked him the specific question, do you support reparations? And he straight went off on something else and just let me know further. Not even, and I already know his history. You know, he never supported black people ever in his life. But I want to say this real quick. I think we own to something. Keep talking, communicating, and we're going to uncover a lot of things. I'm going to land my plane right there, and I'm gone.
All right.
He said a word, Newstoter. He said a word.
He said a word.
He said a word because I never thought, why didn't Biden run for president right after Obama?
Because I think it was shortly after. Didn't he lose a son or something like that around that time or something?
And it was his turn, and he failed to deliver because he didn't want to run under Obamacare. He just wanted to further himself away from that. That's what I felt. I could be wrong.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Hamburger, for contributing. Thank you.
Don't jack the man name up, Professor. Man name is Yoderberger.
I mean, they really did think that Hillary was going to win, though, with their dumbasses.
I think they did, didn't they?
My apologies, Yoderberger. I'm thinking about hamburgers right now, so my bad.
I routine.
Okay, we have a presidential nominee in here. We got Miss Nichols. You guys can see her. She's in the listener section. So shout out to her, 2024. She's going to be running. I was trying to get up here, but she's having some technical difficulties. So definitely, whenever you get a chance, support that sister. Go ahead and follow her on Twitter as well, too. Go ahead and follow her on Twitter as well. Let me see who else wants to speak real quick. DJ, I know you've been back and forth. I know you with the family as well, too. So let me see. Anybody?
We're original at
Oh, that's right. Original, you did come back up. I'm sorry, Original. Go ahead. You came back up? Did you want to speak, Original?
Oh, I had already.
You got a woman over there, Original.
Come and see. Hey, but no, I just want to say that people, this is our time. We have the ability here to show the world the way our people showed the world in the 1950s and 60s, just how powerful we are. See, when we began to share this information, making it make it trend every day. The Democrats are scared because, see, Hillary lost. One, because people didn't like her. Two, because people like me did not vote for her.
What?
And three, no, I didn't vote for Hillary. No.
Why? Y'all be killing me. You didn't vote for Stacey either. Y'all would rather vote for Kim.
I didn't vote for Kim. No, Kim been off. See, here's the issue. Just like y'all said earlier, we are voting for policy, not politicians, not parties, but policy. And if they don't have a policy for us, see, here's the issue. Like, you brought up Kim. Now, we talk about the Democrats, but cite me one black Republican that has a policy for black people. They don't exist.
Original. But original. We still voted, though, don't we?
I didn't vote for Hillary. I think there may have been some positions on the ballot that I voted for. But see, that's the issue right there. If we continue to vote for these people that don't do a damn thing for us, then who's to blame for that?
We are. And you know what? I didn't even vote that time because I thought she had it in the bag. I didn't even vote.
I did too.
Well, I didn't think she had it. I didn't know if she had it in the bag or not, but I knew that, see, when she lost,
Unless
Booty thought she had it in the bag.
Well, see, when they see that, but see, when they see that people who would normally vote did not come out and vote, and they got to see how they can strategize to get us to come back and vote. And the only way they're gonna get me to vote is reparations.
But Rachel, didn't you think she had it in the bag?
No, I really didn't know. I didn't know because it was at that time, you know, they both were going strong, and so I didn't know which one was going to win. See, even Donald was shocked when he won. They said he was shocked that he won. He thought she was going to win. But see, that's what happens. See, but see, here's the issue, though, as I stated. If you continue to give these people your vote and they don't give you anything in return, they're going to continue that process because they know. See, they want us to believe that we don't have a choice but to vote for the Democrats. Oh, no, I have another choice. I can vote for the Republicans, the Independent, or whatever, or I can just hold my vote. Dr. Anderson told us to do that. Dr. Anderson never lied to us. He said, shop your vote around or hold your vote. If they're not going to do what you want, hold it. Don't be afraid.
Isn't that still voting?
Pardon me?
I said holding it, but isn't that still voting?
Yes, it is voting. It's showing them that they lost a market share of the vote. And what are they going to try to do to, get that market share back? And the thing that, see, here's the issue. Jim Crow Joe, see, he flipped on black folks. He said he supported reparations. Then when it came, when he knew he was a nominee, he flipped on black people and said he would only support reparations if the Indians were included. And see, now I want you to remember this. Now remember when Big Swole, Stacey Abrams, she was in that in an interview. And
you're not gonna call her Big Swole. You're not gonna do that.
I've already done it.
Respectful.
Well, no. They're not respectful to us. Because see, if they respected us,
42. Go long, Richard.
All right, DJ. No, if they respected us, they would represent us. No. If Stacey Abrams respected black people, she told some black people on a podcast that she couldn't do anything for black people because we're only 13% of the population. But you know what? She didn't have a problem having stuff on her platform for the gay community. They're not even 8% of the population. You see what I'm saying? So she has no problem, and a lot of these black Democrats, they don't have a problem taking our vote and representing other demographics, but when it comes to us, all of a sudden, Keystone, we got a problem. They trying to get me to go against what the Democrats told me to do.
DJ,
that has to end.
Original, you missed it. We did we did a. I'm gonna tell you, is well in the room because we had a really conversation about big backs.
Big back Stacy.
No, it wasn't her. On Twitter, there is a big back challenge.
Hey y'all, it's a celebrity up in the speakers box right there. If you look down, we got the rapper Moni Love. Give it up for Moni Love.
In this what?
Moni Love. Moni in the middle. In the middle. Moni in the middle.
Go ahead, Moni. But back on point though. But see, people, we have to change the way we work politics. We can no longer allow ourselves to be duped by these people. See, let me share something with you. See, right, as I said before, see, when Stacey had her, and see, this is systemic across this country. I'm telling you. Stacey didn't have a platform for black people, but she invited the gay white folks into her campaign headquarters in 2018, bragged to them what she had done for them, and said what she would do if elected. Keisha Bottoms, when she ran for mayor of Atlanta, she had on her platform stuff that she was going to do for the gay community.
But have we ever demanded it original?
look,
And we demanded that.
look. Check this out. They come to us as if they feel our pain. They know us. They know what we need. They get our vote, and they don't do a damn thing. The current mayor of Atlanta, under his diversity and inclusion program, it was a gay platform about getting them jobs and having conferences and everything else. And I'm trying to figure out if anybody who in this city, if they read that platform and still voted for him, they are a damn fool. And as I said to you, there's this guy, he's in California, Mark Ridley Thomas. He's under indictment, he's under federal indictment for stealing money. Okay? His son was an assemblyman in the California legislature. See, all of a sudden, his son just abruptly resigned. They claimed it was for medical issue, but no, he's clicked in with this money stealing that him and this professor at USC, they got caught. And see, a friend of mine that lives in California, they approached Mark because they needed something done in their community. He would not, he's their representative, he wouldn't help them. There was another guy by the name of Zev Yuroslavsky. Although his vote encompasses the entire LA County, but Zev helping these people outside of his district to get what they need. And see, as long as we keep voting for these low-down black folks, they're going to continue to do this to us.
Can we talk about the dinner at Houston that you paid for tonight?
Well, I don't do Houston. I'm vegetarian. We can go to Tassili's. We can go to Tassili, or I'd even do soul vegetarian. But on the serious tip, we got to take this serious. Politicians across, and as I said previously, that guy Justin Pearson in Tennessee, he was interviewed on the Breakfast Club, and Tesla Figaro asked him a question. He started talking about black and more. Listen to the words that they spew out. When he said black and marginalized people, define marginalized people. So anyone who is considered marginalized, he's going to take our vote and represent them, but yet he's not going to do it. They mention us, but they don't do a damn thing for us. Dr. Anderson has been telling us this. Dr. Anderson has been telling us this for over 20 years. And some of us still want to think that we can go and do it. No, we can't do this the same way. We have to go. We have to go in with this. We're gonna have to use guerrilla warfare to deal with us with guerrilla. When we start doing guerrilla warfare, they can't deal with that. So Democrats, Republicans, get ready. Because like I told you, somebody sent me a message about Ron DeSantis coming to Cobb County. I cussed them out and told them what they can go do. I'm not playing with these folks anymore. It's time to take this situation seriously. And do not be afraid when they tell you that, oh, our ancestors died for the right to vote.
They died for the right.
They didn't die for me to be stupid and not get anything for my vote.
That's right.
And so that's what we have to start doing. Do not feel bad if you don't vote. Because I did not feel bad when I didn't go out there and vote. I think during the general election for 2020, I think during the primaries I voted there was some propositions, but the general there wasn't any proposition, so I didn't bother to go to the polls at all.
So if we don't vote for either,
voting is today's currency.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Burger.
Okay, but what if voting is today's currency? Then what are we getting?
We're not getting anything. So what are we
getting?
What do we do?
Put people in places, though. It's like a game of chess. You put people in place, and you can't just attack right away. You got to put people in strategic places, and then have whoever our general is. Then we'll be able to make moves. But I really think that we're moving.
Okay, but answer me this: what are they strategically going to do for us? Because see, here's the issue right now. Cite me 5 black elected officials that are in with the Congressional Black Caucus. Cite me, I say 2 to 5 of those officials speaking about reparations today.
They not.
Okay, that's my point. See, we continue. See, again, It's just like what has been going on in South Carolina with Jim Clyburn for 30 years.
To the fire, though. We just can't just take them at their word. They got to sign some shit before we vote for these niggas.
Well, like I said, we have
not that word.
Hey, real quick, y'all. Let me go ahead and get to no taxation because she's got her hand up. So let me go ahead and get to her real quick.
Go ahead.
If voting is our currency, what did we buy? A no vote is a vote. You guys got to understand the game has changed out here now. It's not like when I was coming up or when original was coming up, and they used to tell us that the ancestors, they made us believe, well, people died for your vote. People got hit in the head for your vote. That's true, so that we would be able to vote. But we have passed that point now. We're past that, and we've been past that. That's why we tried to do a dim exit. There's some people in the room here, I'm not going to mention their names, but they were with us during Obama's last 4 years. Because what you all have to understand is the worst thing Obama did to Black America was make it okay for every president after him to never do anything for Black Americans. That's what he did to us. He took all of that minority set-aside money that was in Department of Commerce, Department of Transportation, and other departments that was earmarked for Black Americans specifically. He put the nail in the coffin, changed the language, put the coffin down, nailed it shut, and told the ones coming after him, y'all don't have to do nothing for them. Don't worry about them knackers because we ain't got to worry about them no more. We got new knackers in town. I keep telling y'all, they got new knackers in town. A no vote is a vote. And don't think for a minute that they don't see that. We have got to understand the power of voting and the power of not voting. And the power of voting for their worst enemy. Because I'm here to tell you, I am not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump fan. Trump didn't do anything significant for Black Americans in this country.
Why they keep saying it taxation though?
Well, because his son-in-law did something with the prisons, a little bit of something that didn't do anything. He couldn't touch the private prison industrial complex, so it really don't matter because that's where we are.
But
that
I have experience with that.
Yeah, that federal stuff. That we got a whole bunch of people in no Fed pens. The majority of our people are in those private penitentiaries
and county.
See, and so that didn't do anything for us. He gave Daryl Scott, who's his senior advisor. Daryl Scott, who is his senior advisor now. He's the only one that made out like a bandit. Truth to tell, even Omarosa got tired of him. And look how long she was over there taking a check from him. We got to understand who we are, where we are, and why we are. The reason that this is happening to us is because we have been voting monolithically for the Democratic Party. And there are some exceptions to the rule. Me, Newstoter, and probably a few others. But we don't have enough of us. See, the first thing everybody needs to do is go down to the voter registration office or get online at the clerk of the court and change your party from Democrat to independent. That will show them in your county just by you doing that. Something is up. See, that's how you signal them. You gotta play the game, and the game has rules. Those are the rules. What's your party? Unaffiliated. See, taxation. And when you start changing your party, those people will look at it because if you think the people in your county do not see what you all are doing as far as your political thinking, you're mistaken. They check it every year. Whether you vote or not, they check it every year. Well, how many Democrats did we lose? How many Republicans did we gain? Who went independent? It's all a numbers game.
You gotta talk to the 18-year-olds. The ones that are coming up to vote.
They've been trying to do 16 in California. And let me just add this. The government is there for us to extract from. We're not supposed to be giving our all to the government. We're supposed to be getting from the government like everybody else does. Okay? Everybody else is doing it. We need to think that way too, and I'm going to leave it there.
Hey, taxation though. What about of us getting totally behind inmates you're not putting restrictions on them voting.
I worked on when I was working on mass incarceration some years ago in Alabama.
They paid it different society though. They should be able to vote.
About this was before anybody was really talking about it, about getting formerly convicted persons committing a felony, a non-violent felony, because those are the rules, to be able to vote in the state of Alabama. So I was working on that issue before people were talking about it. I'm all for it. And you see what's going on now. More states are moving towards that. And I will tell you this, if you want to do anything, like if you just say, well, how can I help? What can I do? What you can do is go down to the clerk of the court in your county. Tell them you want some voter registration forms. Get a whole big pile of them. And go out there in those communities that them white folks won't go to.
That's right.
We have recently released felons or persons that were convicted of nonviolent felonies, and you have to ask them, have you been convicted of a violent or nonviolent? And if they say nonviolent, say, let's sign you up to register you to vote.
Taxation.
That's the way you have to beat them. You have to hit the streets with them, and you got to have your proper paperwork. I keep telling y'all, don't nothing move in this country but proper paperwork and money. That's all we need to concentrate on. Proper paperwork and money, because that's what everybody else is doing.
Taxation. You know what? You know why it is so important for us to recognize felonies? They would have disallowed me to vote had they been able to convict me of a felony that they knew they couldn't prove. Oh my God.
And that, well, I will say this. If they can case you up, they're going to case you up. That's what, that's part of the game. You've got to understand that they do not want us to be smart. They do not want us to know the game, and they do not want us to know the rules. So they'll do everything they can, especially for people who are tied into the community. They'll do everything they can to throw you off, put some stuff in front of you, or treat you like they're doing Marcel. You see what they did to Marcel.
Hey, so with that being said, of not wanting us to understand that we are educated. Second, so I'm a convicted felon, and I will never put down that I've been convicted of a crime, because if you do that, that means there's lessen your chances of going back into normal society. So they know this stuff, and they also know by you not understanding that, the only thing you can do to survive is commit the same crime that led you in jail in the first place. So don't ever put down, and I ain't telling you what to do. I'm just making a suggestion, by the way, because it depends on your fucking state. You already know. So when I did my bid in time, I'm not convicted of no other crime, and I've served my time. But they will have these laws and regulations that'll trick back you, because like you said, Sister Tax is all about the language. Have you ever been convicted of a crime within the last 7 years or 10 years or 15 years? That will still label you in that bracket, even though you did all your time and you're not on parole and the crime was nonviolent and all this other stuff. You're still stuck because that's what they wrote in the legislation. See what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So
you know me, would I have had to, DJ, would I have had to not be able to vote?
Say that again?
Could they have not allowed me to vote if I was convicted?
Based off what just happened?
Right.
No, that's not a violent crime. That's a misdemeanor you did. You know what I'm saying? So they can't stop you.
Allegedly.
No, that's a misdemeanor. Ain't no allegedly is the law. We don't have any federal type crime charges or any type of state type crime charges, so they can't stop you from voting for having that particular issue on your rap sheet. You know what I mean?
I don't have no rap sheet.
They real show trying to discourage you though.
And that's the whole.
What you laughing at, original? Yoda Burger, ooh.
Mic time. Use your mic. All right. So again, this is how they trick baggers, yo. Even though you serve your time, if you ever go fill out a job application coming fresh out of prison, and it says on the application, have you ever been convicted of a crime within an X amount of time? That means you're still under the law of you can't vote, get a job, none of this other stuff. See, I fell for that coming out of the hole. You see what I'm saying? Not logically thinking this shit. You know what I mean? Because I've been on my own my whole life, so I already got hustle skills. I don't have to go to work for anybody. I know how to do for myself. You know what I'm saying? So it took maybe about a year and some change for me to find a job. And one day I just actually looked at this shit and said, hold up a minute. Why would I tell you I've been convicted of a crime within an X amount of time when I served my fucking time? That don't make sense. And the moment I said no was the moment the interviews came in. See that?
That's another barrier to that we need to be teaching. You know what I mean? We need to teach our children about not only the Miranda warning, you know, but mass incarceration is mass incarceration because 99.9% of them pleaded, took a plea deal when they didn't need to. They knew they didn't do the crime, but they didn't know they didn't do the crime. And a lot of these attorneys, y'all, stop trusting these attorneys.
Tammy, that's not really it. What it is, it comes down to money. See, these people, the white supremacy system, knows that black people, the majority of us, don't really have the money or the know-how or the power per se to fight against the system. We don't have the knowledge of the law to fight against the system. So this is what these people know. This is what they count on, is for you to be ignorant of everything.
That's what and even when you do know the law, sometimes we are still then ignorant of the law. And with that being said, hashtag free Maurico Johnson, MORICO. Maurico Johnson. Free Maurico Johnson. So with that being said, y'all, again, if you ever get in trouble, depending on the nature of the crime, it's always the police job to prove that you are guilty. You know what I'm saying? But like Tammy said, 9 times out of 10, we would just take the plea deal, not understanding. If you just took the time out to understand the information, you could afford it yourself with no lawyer.
And you know what? We scared because they come and say, we're going to give you 25 to life if you don't take this plea deal. Or you can do 10, do 5.
And how many innocent black men are coming home from jail wrongfully convicted of murder, rape, theft, all this other stuff. Matter of fact, what's that brother's name that just gave him like 25 years of life, was spitting on a cop down in Texas?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, real quick, guys, we're going to get ready to close the space out. So I'm going to let a couple more speakers, real quick, 2 minutes apiece, and then we're going to go ahead and close the space out for the night. Let me go ahead and get to Yada Burger and Tammy. Go ahead. Also, guys, make sure if you can donate to Marcel's campaign. It's up in the Jumbotron, second on the right-hand side, second or third on the right-hand side. Also, let's see if we get some more subscriptions to the actual YouTube channel as well, too. And for those that can support us on Cash App as well, too, that's $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Yada Burger, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank y'all, man. Blessings and abundance again and always to everybody here in this room trying to hash this out. I'm a storyteller, so I'm just going to tell a quick story. It happened today. I jumped up into this little space. It was a Nazi motherfucker. I jumped up in there because the art of war says you ought to know not only your opponent, but all cultures.
Both sides.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I jumped up in there, and the story that the dude told me was about a dolphin. And a dolphin was out in the ocean, and the ocean started to turn and acting a fool. The dolphin was trapped in a current under the water and didn't know which way was up or down. But this was a white dude, and he referred that dolphin is to us. So when I he described it as being caught in this current and didn't know which way was up or which way was anywhere. So the remedy of that is to step back, get out of the current, swim your ass off out of the current. And then I started to make pattern connections with stepping back and not voting, getting a baseline to see how valuable our vote is, because we don't even have a baseline. I'm not saying don't vote. Don't get me wrong, because that's today's currency. But I can also see how us getting a baseline on how valuable our vote is by not. I'm gonna land my plane and I'm gone.
All right, appreciate that, Yada Burger. Who is FBA? What's this cat name right here? Black Greatness 666. I guess he just put a comment in. But I heard FBA niggas was fighting at the Hidden Museum. Y'all know who Black Greatness 666 is?
I never heard of that before. That's the devil, ain't it?
I
What that is?
I have.
Shit, you talking about 6 man? That's somebody you don't want to be fucking with. Shit.
I don't know. He just left a comment talking about I heard FBA niggas was fighting at the Hidden Museum. So I don't even know who Black Greatness 666 is.
Is that in the chat right there?
That's he left one. I guess I got a notification. He tagged me or something like that. So I have no idea who it is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Man, that's a troll coming to our space with that shit on. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I do know who Black Greatness is. That's one of them Negroes that came up in the space back here a month ago. Newstoter, him and what's that dude name? Steppin. All those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's them. They came up here and they was all loud and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pan-Africans. Remember you had that Pan-African space?
Yeah. Okay. I ain't.
Yeah, that's him.
I didn't even know who that was. Like, who the hell is Black or whatever his name is? Black Greatness 666. I didn't even know who the hell that was.
Yeah, Black Greatness 66. I remember who that is now. It was him and Stephen, those guys that came up in your space back here a month ago.
No, so this nigga this nigga just wants some attention right here. Then.
Yeah, that's
okay.
them. Yeah.
That's what he want. He trying to get actual back and forth going. I don't know you. I ain't thinking about you. I could care less about you. So whatever it is, if you got an issue with the Hidden Museum, why don't you go ask the people that actually go to Hidden Museum, ask Tariq what went on there. So I have no idea.
Those guys Newstoter always battling with Tariq, man, Black Greatness 66 and Stephen and all of them. They be holding spaces with this nigga's name all the time. Yeah, it's almost like they infatuated with Tariq, man. I don't know what it is. I ain't never seen no shit like it, man. Men, they be holding spaces with men naming it all the time. What kind of gay shit is that? No offense to the gay audience. No offense to the gay audience. I'm sorry. Hey, trans
because I think trans is because I think trans was. I think trans was up in here earlier, so yeah, no, we're not taking any shots at the LGBT community, y'all. So.
And our vote got them acting so silly. They ran up on.
You was talking shit about me. This THSL. I'm taking over.
Niggas running up on the Capitol.
You ain't to disrupt the team, and you ain't graduate from a real HBCU. You're not a real woman.
You ain't graduate from an HBCU.
Why is you lying?
Hey, go ahead, Yada Burger. What you were saying?
Hey, we got them motherfuckers so shook, and to prove our vote is valuable and it's currency that is changing everything. That now they want to change shit. Now they want to be authoritarianism. Now they just want one nigga to run this motherfucker. Only because we started voting and they understood that. Look, if these motherfuckers keep voting, they gonna put anybody they want in this motherfucker. So they decided, look here, we don't even want to do that system no more. Right when we started to understand this bitch.
I'm cussing in space. You don't cuss in this space.
Yeah. Plenty of people curse in the space. You curse a few times yourself tonight, so she's just joking. But yeah, Professor, you're right. I don't even know who this cat was. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I remember now that space I think we had about Pan-African, and damn, that had to be like a Friday or Saturday night space where you had a bunch of people coming in. Yeah, I forgot all about that. But
is DJ doing a space talk?
I think DJ might be out working, so you may have to check with him because I think he may be out working tonight.
Come up to the liquor store.
I'm heading to original time.
Come in the liquor store. We about to battle over there. I'm coming over there with the soundtrack smoke. Governor think he tough. Nope.
Original, send me your address. I'm on my way.
You want to get
Take that to another space.
all right. Trying to get.
You already got one misdemeanor. You don't need
That was good.
Original, send me your address.
Girl, go after what you want. That's right, girl. Go after what you want. Let it be known, honey. Let it be known.
Nah, you simping, Tammy. You simping. Don't listen to Tax Station.
Oh, go ahead. Original, do what you got to do now.
all right.
Women simp too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That is true. They do.
Real talk, y'all. So let me go ahead and get ready to close this space out for the night. Thank you to everybody who came to the space. Thank you to the host, the co-host, the speakers, the listeners. Thank you to everybody who went ahead. I don't know if anybody contributed to Marcel tonight, but if you did, thank you for contributing to his campaign. Thank you for those who did contribute on Cash App or PayPal to Newstoter. We will be back tomorrow night where we have a nice space plan. We want to talk about Harry Belafonte and some other issues as well, too, guys. So definitely check us out for those that can. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, you can catch the Newstoter Twitter space. Also, we live stream it. So if you can't get on Twitter, you can go to YouTube and actually listen to it as well. So thank you once again for everybody. Check us out tomorrow. Make sure you tweet out the content. Visit newstoter.com. If you can, support us on Cash App, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. And thank you to the space and everybody, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow night.
Hey, come over to the liquor store, y'all. TLS Music #. TLS Music #.
Peace.